हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू टुडे स्ट्रीम। और 2 दिन बाकी है राइजली और वेंटी के लिए, और हम दोनों पुल करने जाने हैं। तो उसके लिए थोड़ा आज फार्म कर लें। आज कल एक हैंग आउट किया था, आज एक और करेंगे। ठीक है, और कुछ है नहीं फार्म करने के लिए। आज थोड़ा शॉर्ट स्ट्रीम होगा, ठीक है गाइस, क्योंकि कल नवरात्रि है तो मेरे को इधर यूएस में प्रिपरेशन करना है। पहले डिलीट कर लेते हैं। मर्मोनिया। और क्या रास्ता, कमीशन के लिए तो कुछ भी करना पड़ेगा। जरा शायद रखता।
误的选择。
肃静。
这，开打吧！
烈焰成了猎物。
踏风。
叶贵，带上了。
对方的错误的选择，往返自然。风共鱼行。
烈焰成了猎物。
不要乱动哦。
御风而行，顺着风的方向。
不得喧哗。点头。
该出发了。往返自然。
对象选错了。不得喧哗。
烈焰成了猎物。
不怕不怕。
कंटेंट सेव करना था।
向着星辰，感谢你完成。向着星。叶贵，带上了。
水的味道是很有讲究的。
लेना का करें या फिर क्या करें आज?
河的水清冽，璃月的水回味悠长，稻期的水口味幽邃深远。
叶
bow your head.
Oh, we meet again. Sorry, but I don't really have time to chat right now. I was originally looking up some information at the House of Dana, but the more I read, the more I realized that my thesis is horribly lacking.
करना क्या है मेरे को?
I should have been done with the first draft of my thesis by now, but I've barely written a third. Well, I guess I have to keep looking up as much info as possible. I shouldn't give up now, but who am I kidding? Maybe I'm not cut out to be a researcher. Maybe I shouldn't have come to the academia in the first place. All I've done is cause trouble for my advisor and classmates. I should probably notify my advisor sooner than later, so he can focus his attention on the other students. No, I don't even have the guts to bring it up, and I haven't completely given up yet. To be honest, I haven't slept a wink for days. Just thinking about the awful state of my thesis keeps me up at night. Lack of sleep hinders my ability to focus, and if I can't focus, I can't do any proper research or thinking. I'm stuck in a vicious cycle. I've seen the caliber of the other academia students. They're all geniuses and fast learners. I'm nowhere near as gifted as they are. Oh, if it wasn't for someone who's been helping me out, my advisor probably would have kicked me out of the Darshan by now. No. All my friends are back home. I'm the only one who got to come study at the academia. This might sound strange, but I actually don't know who's been helping me. I don't even know if they're a person or not. Due to my lack of sleep, I sometimes get dizzy and but oddly enough, when I wake up, all the things I was stressing over are taken care of.
Personality.
My homework's somehow finished before the deadline, and my papers are perfectly written, but that's not all. My flowers are watered, laundry's done, even my broken camera was fixed. I really don't know what's going on, but for now, I'm calling the phenomenon a blessing from maybe the stars above decided to help out after seeing all the effort I put into my research. If that's even possible. But there's no point in me studying at the academia if I keep relying on this mysterious phenomenon. It comes down to my own efforts, improving one step at a time. How else can I honor my parents and live up to the expectations of everyone who knows me? Oh no, I've already spent too much time chatting. I still haven't made much headway on my thesis. At this rate, I'll need the Wisdom Seely's help. Yes, but time's of the essence, so I have to take what I can get. Oh, sorry. just making excuse, but the wisdom Sealy is truly amazing and freely shares its endless knowledge. If you want its
जो
help,
विजडम चिले
all
क्यों
you
लग रहा है
have
मेरे
to
को
do
स्कारा
is
बॉस
write
फाइट में
down
जो
your
अपने साइड पे
question,
एक मिनियन घूमता
and
रहता है ना
you'll
जो उसको
get a
मारता रहता हूँ
response a short
सेकंड
while
फेज पे
later.
वो लग रहा है
No one knows who or what it actually is. It's just known as the Wisdom Sealy. By getting an answer all comes down to the Sealy's mood. Sometimes it'll only give you a vague answer or play tricks on you. I'm pretty sure a researcher wouldn't do something like that. All I can do right now is hope. Who knows if it'll happen this time? I can't put all my eggs in one basket. Trying my luck with another phenomenon is better than... Oh, really? But I don't want to take up your time. Sorry for the bother. You're too kind. Okay, let's go give it a try. I've already prepared my question for the Sealy. I just hope it can help me get through this predicament. Among the countless legends surrounding the House of Dana, the Wisdom Sealy is one of the more popular ones lately. It hasn't been around for long, but word of the Sealy's existence spread like wildfire. Many people have claimed that they've received a reply from it, so it should probably help me as well, right? Any funny antics in the House of Dana will get you escorted out, or perhaps thrown out.
Think
Let's
about
split
it.
up and ask around about the Sealy. Hopefully someone knows something more.
Silence!
Excuse me? Have you ever heard of the Wisdom Sealy?
You've come to the right person. I came across this legend not too long ago myself. After hearing about it, I decided to test it out and asked it a question about the brightness of the star. 2 days later, I got a response. It included 2 pages of detailed and accurate information. It saved me from having to look up a ton of resources. Yeah, so I submitted another question a few days ago. I still haven't received a reply, though.
That sounds like what others have said. But I don't have the time to wait for a reply of the seal. Whatever. Can you please tell me how to submit a question to the Wisdom Sealy?
It's quite simple. Go to the bookshelf over there and find either Theoretical Astrology or a quick reference guide to astrology cases.
Oh, I know where those are. My Darshan has us use those 2 books quite often.
Okay, so write your question in a letter addressed to the Wisdom Sealy, and then insert the letter into one of the books. Come back in a day or 2, and if you see a red stamp on your letter, that means the Wisdom Sealy has replied. However, if the stamp never appears, then that means the Sealy doesn't want to answer your question.
I see. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go write down my question. Hopefully the Sealy
ये लिख के खुद ही
replies.
सॉल्व कर देते ड्यूल पर्सनालिटी वाला क्यों न्यू बुलेट पे स्विच करते हैं न्यूमा इफेक्ट आ रहा है देखना न्यूमा इफेक्ट है
Finally, I wrote out my question and, wait, I guess. I'll come back tomorrow to check on it. Don't worry about me if you have other things. I see. appreciate it. Alright then, let's meet up here tomorrow. I really hope this silly reply. Time to look at the letter. Please let there be a stamp. Please let there be a... there's a red stamp on it. The silly responded. This is wonderful. My troubles are at an end. I can't even begin to express... let's take a look at what it wrote. Thank you for your letter. Though I have extended a response, I cannot answer your query due to your questionable motives. Questionable motives? Me? Wait, huh? Okay, let's see. Completing a thesis requires independent thought and work. You planned on using my knowledge to complete your paper's most critical portions. That's not right. However, considering that your deadline is fast approaching and that there is substance to the content in the completed sections of your thesis, I've decided to help you nonetheless. Follow the hints I've left, and you will find the answer to your question. Consider the effort you put into thinking and searching as your payment for my knowledge. What the... It's absolutely right about everything. Oh, I'm starting to feel guilty now. I can't, but I'm running out of time. Huh? I could tell you're a very kind person, but I never expected that you'd go this far to help me. I'll definitely think of a way to make it up to you once I take care of my thesis. Okay, let's start by looking at the hint it left us. It should... The first clue lies hidden on the road of wisdom. The headstrong child finally sees the world for how big it truly is, filled with awe, yet struck with fear. That's it? Not even a picture or any other marking to go off of. This is pretty abstract. What's this road of wisdom and who's the child? Possibly. That sounds like a natural conclusion. So, is the road of wisdom the road that leads to the academia then? Wait, I think I get what it means by the child and awe and fear. When I first left home, it was so grand and awe-inspiring. After seeing the city, a thought popped into my head. Worry, fear, or whatever you want to call it. If I'm connecting the dots correctly, but how does it know my feelings so well? You have a point. There's nothing special.
Bow your head.
Oh, we should be close. This is the way I came when I first traveled to Sumeru City. Aw, it's been way too long since I last visited home. No, this isn't the time for that kind of talk. We have to hurry and find... it is. Relying solely on what the silly said might not be viable. Assuming the silly is intentionally linking the clues to my past, I think I have an idea. So this is a little embarrassing. At time, the sight of Sumeru City was absolutely mesmerizing. I was anxious, but also excited about all the things to come. I was distracted and accidentally stepped on an Avidia leopard's tail. I didn't notice it at all. The poor thing was sound asleep, and after I stepped on its tail, it bolted straight. There were actually more Avidia leopards sleeping nearby, and they were all faster than me. I almost got bitten a couple of times. Good thing someone from the Eremites heard me shouting for help. They managed to scare off the leopard. Yeah, but when I finally managed to calm myself down, I noticed that the talisman my mother had made for me was missing. It's extremely precious to me. Ever since I was little, I would always carry it with me whenever I'm doing something important. I also had it with me when the academia conducted its selection exam at my village. I checked my... I feel much more at ease knowing that I have it with me. I had thought that it would also help me calm my nerves in Sumeru City, but I ended up losing it before I even finished registration at the academia. Yeah, and that's when I started... Losing a talisman like that is definitely a bad... Oh, sorry. I'm starting to ramble again. I think we should look around where the Avidia leopard... If the Celia is trying to make me remember things that happened in the past, it would make the most sense for it to hide clues in memorable locations. Oh, hope the Celia's clue wasn't also torn to shreds. Yeah, that's the only way we'll know for sure. Oh, we should be close. Sure enough, it's here. And in a really obvious place. I don't know. But how did it know about all these details? It's not hiding somewhere and spying on me, is it? Anyway, let's look at the clue we found. Seems like you haven't forgotten about your very... see? I have no idea what's going on. No wonder the Celia's become... I've placed the second clue where heaven meets water. The answer, seemingly amongst the stars, was ultimately washed to some unremarkable place. Just as I thought. If the first clue was any indication, then the location described in this clue should also be related to my life experience. Most Wriotheseley's research is related to studying the stars. My own thesis work often requires... And, let's just say there's another devastating and unforgettable failure I had. But that can't be helped, right? Let's keep moving.
मेन स्टेज हो गया.
That's where I performed my first field observation after everything was ready to go, and I was positive that I'd be... But the equipment was a little heavy, and I didn't notice that After I finished setting up everything, part of the ground suddenly shifted, and my equipment... The next thing I knew, everything was covered with muddy water. You must be wondering how someone can be so clumsy. You wouldn't be wrong for thinking that. it's a vicious cycle. The less I sleep, the more mistakes I make. The more I just got a minor fracture, so I had to rest at B. Marston. To pay off the damages to the equipment, I took some part-time jobs. I just went to bingo. Oh, the pressure from my studies and debt was crushing me, and I didn't want to tell my family about. After all, I am the legendary Layla who made it into the academia at a young age. Oh, of course. I've even considered giving up on my studies completely and returning home to help care for the Sumter beast, but that. I don't mean that I'd be embarrassed in front of others. I mean that I'd be ashamed of myself. Although, it hasn't always been smooth sailing, and sometimes things don't go my. But I guess I'm exaggerating a bit. Most of it is still due to the help of some unknown person rather than my own work. And that's exactly why they mustn't ever find out. Anyways, let's continue looking. That place downstream could be somewhere close by. Here, it's over here. Let's see. Well, I've placed the. They're actually getting. I don't know if the clues are following a timeline. Would some. Anyway, just.
लेते लेते अपने को नेटलैंड पहुंचा देगा, देख ऊपर से नीचे नीचे जाते जा रहे।
This is the place that I came here to conduct some astrology, but just as I was about to set up the they were a group of treasure hoarders, and the family that was being mugged looked completely helpless. They not exactly. Someone with a vision should. However, I didn't know how to channel the power of the elements to fight at that time, and I was super scared. I wielded immense power. Then I ran. Eventually, I managed. It took longer than I had hoped, and by the time. I don't know if the family only lost their belongings in that. I faced a lot of problems. I could have stepped in to help that family. Would it have ended differently if. Thank you for trying. It's just as the silly said. You're right. We're probably getting close now. Let's search this area. Here it is. Let's see what. Guess not. This house looks like it's in I can't think of any. Whatever the case, the only. Thanks, but I'm fine. I'm used to pushing my limit.
What use करो guys?
Let's see. maybe this. If we're wrong about. You're right.
Coming! Oh, it's you, Layla.
Huh?
That's no way to greet a friend. Is this a friend of yours? Or
A friend. I don't know either. I recognized him immediately. He's one of the people that was good, but he shouldn't know anything about me. Yeah, but that was even if he saw me, he wouldn't.
is something the matter?
I appreciate your kindness, but I really can't
So you aren't joking? Do you still remember when my family and I were being robbed by a gang?
Yes, but
How so? You told us everything yourself the last time we met. My family and I were surrounded by treasure hoarders, and I didn't know what to do. But then, those treasure hoarders were the first to hear them coming and started to flee the moment they sensed the situation wasn't going their way. They didn't even I wasn't sure what had happened, but the treasure hoarders were scared off.
I see.
I thought it was a party of adventurers that happened to pass by, but later you told me that you had spotted us and ran to find help. You were amazing. You managed to keep a level head even in the midst of danger. I know you have a vision, so those treasure hoarders wouldn't have been a match for you. But they might have harmed me and my family if their backs were pushed against.
Wait, that's not exact. Anyway,
It's been some time, but not too long.
nope. I'm sorry.
You came over and ate with us, and you played games with my son. If only we had taken a picture. Oh, you forgot a package here from that visit. You'll definitely... Wait here, I'll go...
Wait, this is it. This is the talisman that I lost. The one that my mother made. Yes, this is definitely it. There's also a letter to Layla? No! I swear I've never... Hello, Layla. It must have been quite the endeavor to follow the Seely's... Self-reflection is a wonderful quality to possess. Failure is a stranger to no one. If you're reading this letter, then you have succeeded. On the back of this letter is the core information that your thesis is lacking. It's actually been done for a while now. It only feels inconclusive because it's missing a I hope that this journey has provided insight for your life ahead. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you courage as you carry onward and hope that you fulfill the expectations you hold, always watching over you. Oh, I thought we were going to fail. I thought that everything we did and all the time we spent was for... But the Seely wasn't messing with me after all. I doubt it. I mean, unless I somehow came here while I was unconscious and don't Although, having said that, I have heard rumors claiming that... But even then, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm actually the Wisdom Seely. I'll write back and ask to meet with the Seely and see how it responds. Even though I still have a lot of questions, if it wasn't for your encouragement, I probably would have quit halfway through and...
I'm not sure if I understand what has happened.
Yes, it's something really...
Well then, since you're already here, why don't you stay and have something to eat? Come on, don't be a stranger. Your friend should join us as well. You can leave your trouble, you must relax and gather your strength so you can take on the challenges ahead.
Alright, thank you all.
Oh, 0 हो गया. Let's go. Okay, मैंने क्या किया? ऊपर का चालू किया. गाइस क्या हो रहा है? हाँ, ये कुछ भी हो रहा है.
This is the place I came here, but they were a group of not someone. However, I didn't then. Eventually, it took. I don't know. I could have stepped in to help that. It's just as the silly. But what about my thesis? All right, I'm really.
Settle down.
What the hell you are flying, huh?
Let's stop here. All right. I'm gonna give my. I feel bad for making you go through so much trouble for me. Oh, I'm sorry. But enough of that. I need. I cannot just give up this time. Watch out! Monsters! A lot of them too. Why did. No, I'll fight, but I want to help. I can't just sit back. I mustn't keep repeating my past regret. I should take action when I'm needed. If you miss those opportunities in life, you might. All right, let's take them all down. My guiding stars.
Bow your head.
इससे अच्छा मेरा लेना है. 28K पे एनर्जी रिचार्ज शॉट पे टेनासिटी पे C6 है और ये
Settle down.
Stay put. Not now. I really need. It's embarrassing to be up. Well, the only appropriate response would be to say that I'm fine, right? But then again, I know you'd be able to see. I'm just happy I didn't. Oh, although I may not be physically strong, my will. Can you stay with me while I recover?
that's something. ये दो एंडिंग रीच हो गया है.
I see the value in my. Bow your head.
क्यों लग रहा है ये अंदर वाले बात कर रहा है? ओह हेलो, कुछ भी मैं खामखा डैमेज कर.
to look at the... there's the red stamp. This is... let's take a look at what... Thank you for... okay, however, follow... Consider... What the... It's abs... But I'm running out... Good point. Supposedly, everyone... That means the Sealy is someone who's very strict and serious about true. And... after all, it'd probably be impossible to... Huh? It's the Sealy we're talking about. According to... Okay, Layla. We have two possible leads, right? The red stamp bears the Wriotheseley emblem, which... Let's go and make...
There's really no need to fight over such paltry...
hi there.
Yes, of course. However, I feel like I'm...
Sure.
There are a few known traits. It's extremely athletic as well. Lastly, it has a number of special abilities. It has a hardened metal body that's impervious to injury.
That doesn't even...
Well, it is a legend after all. But these aren't just... There have been many sightings too, including a Chatrakam cave, the Avidia...
Has anyone seen...
Not that I would probably want to remain a mystery too. So what do you make of it? Have you...
No. We're probably...
Not... I trust that you'll quickly discover...
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
Oh, are you...
Also?
Yeah, given you're Wriotheseley student, I have looked into it, but...
Is there any chance this is...
Not likely. That would be almost impossible. And even if it managed to figure... If someone discovers that a book is missing or that... However, it might be possible to pull...
Okay. This... hi there.
Do I really look like the kind of...
Oh,
Well, I do happen to have some... Huh? Logically, that has nothing to do... I just don't... Well, I spend most of my... One time, late at night, a black shadow fell from above and... Of course, I was a little sleepy. Then, the shadow quickly circled behind me with incredible speed. Just as I tried to turn around to get a look... Yes, it was unbelievably fast. I had never seen anything like it. It was so unusual that I was... But given how popular the legend of the Sealy has become lately, maybe this has something to do with...
don't take this the wrong way, but...
It was closed that night.
I see, but... What...
Don't look so surprised. It's...
Anyway, thank you for the info. I'll be sure to take...
You're welcome.
Okay. Some things we heard were pretty straightforward. Yeah. Okay, calm down, Layla. First, let's try. Then we'll analyze. From there, we
ओ ये सब कब से आने लग गया?
I may be... It's been... I may be... The stamp. Okay. First, based on the information Katayun provided, the possibility of it being next, in other words, the question that... So based
They
on
just
this
figured it
reasoning,
और पता ही है क्या
it's
होता है.
nothing really. But I'll tell...
Windstrider!
don't really get some sleep if you're tired. Thanks. We hardly saw any, no matter how conclusive they're It's like I told you. I tried to something is, maybe that something is me. For all I know, I could even be the seal. Would the Sealy be willing to help? Huh? Of course it would be, but that's impossible. Huh? What's wrong? Yeah. And to think I could have been working on my thesis this whole time. Please. Oh, come on. Oh no. I'm losing. Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted there. Where were we? Oh, what's wrong? You look like you've... What are you talking about? What do you mean the other Layla? I am Layla. Fine. It appears that you were waiting for me to show up. I suppose there's no use in me pretending. I promise I don't mean any harm and I'll answer all your questions. But before that, let me think. Okay, I got it. You two found this place by following the hints that I left behind. You were planning to wait for me. Or I should say you were waiting for the Sealy to show up. Was this your idea? Or I see. Yes, she's always had great analytical skills. It'd be nice if she was more confident, though. All right. That's all the questions I have. Your turn. Please ask away. Infiltrating the House of Dana was a total accident. She'd forgotten an important book, and the House of Dana happened to be closed at the time. There were only days before the paper was due. I had no choice but to scale the walls with some simple climbing ropes and sneak in from above while the Core 30 wasn't paying attention. I had no idea there was still a student inside. I had no choice but to put him to sleep. Any clear evidence of my existence would only hinder my ability to conceal my identity. It would also expose me to Layla as well. As for the special powers, well, they're just things I did during the process of trying to finish the thesis. It's like I said, I don't have much time, so I need to be as efficient as possible. That's right. Though I didn't intend for it to turn out this way, really. I just wanted to help out a few other classmates who were having a hard time while I was helping Layla finish her thesis. You see, Layla doesn't have many friends at the academia. If the others noticed her helping them out, I thought maybe I'd help her become more sociable. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out. Instead, legends of the Sealy started going around. But that's alright. I can instantly tell which students are asking serious questions and which are just... My time to move freely is quite limited, so it's only natural that I would punish the people attempting to waste... My intention is to help people. I'm not here to cause any harm. Well then, does that answer all your questions? You see, Her emotions are incredibly unstable. She's constantly doubting herself. If she knew that there's another Layla who is capable of doing everything, she may think even less of herself. She could think, maybe I should just leave it all to her. I'm always relying on her anyway. She might start thinking about giving up completely, and that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do for her. After all, she and I are one and the same. We're two sides of the same coin. No one knows her greatest strength more than I do. It's her resilience. If she's able to persevere in everything she does, then one day I trust that she's capable of doing that. And she actually discovered the key data she needs for her thesis a long time ago. She just didn't organize it well enough. I'll complete her thesis for her just as I have in the past. Oh, please don't share any of this with her. I would like to thank you for doing this for me. No, for us. She seems to be waking up now. Well, this is goodbye. If we never meet again, then I guess I did something right. Huh? Did I... Oh, I see. Was I sleepwalking? Really? I don't believe you. You're hiding something from me. You said you were gonna help me, didn't you? Why are you holding out on me now? Please tell me. You promised you'd help. Don't be scared. Oh, sorry. Oh, come to think of it, I haven't. But no, I was originally looking up some information at the House of I should have been done with the... Well, but who... I should probably notify my advisors sooner. To be honest, lack of sleep hinders my... I've seen the caliber... Oh. If that was the case, I would have already... this might sound... Dude, yeah, but that's not... I really don't... Maybe the stars above... but there... It comes down to my... Oh no. Yes, but the if you want its help... no one knows. But getting an answer all comes down to this... all I can do... I'm trying my luck with... You're right, but what do we do from here? Rest? But my deadline's... you do have a point. Then how should I rest? Oh, that's a good... Let's sit down here and have some coffee and sweets. It'll help me put my thoughts together. No. We're here to rest. My problems will have to wait for now.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi. We just submitted our theses and we're totally beat. Everyone will be meeting here to celebrate. Seeing how relaxed you look, you must have already had your thesis.
Oh, no.
You say that every time we talk, but you've never missed a deadline. Not only that, your papers are always well written and thorough, yet you're always going around saying stuff like,
Well,
For starters, she doesn't even try to participate with the group at all. It's one thing that she's not willing. Every time we come to see her, she looks out of sorts and on the verge of a breakdown. It's not like we can't finish our own theses without...
I know. Sorry.
Whatever. There's no point in start. If you think she can justify her behavior...
Thanks for... I really want to help the others, but yeah, I can't ever tell my classmates about that. It's really just a big misunderstanding, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's actually pretty rare for someone to actively engage in a conversation with me. Huh? What do you mean? Yeah. The thing is, I'm terrible under pressure. That's just my nature. Even the thought, and the more nervous I get, the worse things become around me. Take what Munira just said, for example. Completely relaxed? But we're at a cafe. Alright, no more buts. How do I complete sightseeing? I used to enjoy visiting the ring. Okay, what? I just want to forget about the thesis altogether. This doesn't count as That's quite the legitimate excuse. I grew up in a place like this. Those were the I had no matter what ingredients we found. No, it wasn't that bad. It really, apples and zaytun peaches were the most popular fruits back then. Oh, and of course, grilled fish is delicious too. Fish skin releases oils while cooking, which drip into the fire and cause it to burn even brighter. But we would always get yelled at by the grown-ups if they caught us sneaking into the river to catch fish. What's the big deal? We just want to swim. That's what we used to say. But now that I think about it, it really was quite dangerous. Thank goodness nothing bad ever happened. I think we found enough. Alright. There's nothing like... I'll be here cleaning the ingredients.
Silence! Settle down!
You, Glade, you're up! to run around in the woods. It doesn't matter how long I'm away from the... Oh, how about you? Can you relate to that feeling? It's almost like not knowing the world will change or whatever the case, it's in the end, I passed the admissions exam, and later, as I sat in a lecture at the academia, my mind, I can't go back anymore, and other similar thoughts. You're right. So we should let go of the past. But reminiscing about the carefree life of being a kid, sure, you start missing those moments once you leave them behind. And that's part of moving forward. From now on, I'd like to cherish every single day of my life, even when it's not the smoothest of rides. A little bit of sugar and a good view really go a long way. I thought it'd be impossible for me to enjoy some, but now I feel like I'm fully enjoying myself. You're right. I've been doing research for so long. A carefree stroll.
Time to go. Into the wind.
Wow, the feeling of cool lake water. Can you wait for a minute? A swim? I can't remember the last time I went swimming. I might not even know how to anymore. Okay. Wait, no. I'll definitely lose. No, forget about winning or losing, Layla. It'll be fun either way. Wait, we're starting already? As expected, I lost. How would I be able to... really? Among my childhood friends, I was but that's just like how I used to think that I had a gift for learning. After coming to Sumeru City, I realized on top of that, I'm getting weaker and weaker. Please, you're always encouraging me. I'm starting to feel embarrassed, but swimming again really feels great. Every muscle in my body was engaged. I probably wouldn't have to worry about my thesis if I turned into a fish. I'm just kidding, of course. Let's keep going, shall we? There's a mushroom here. You want to jump on it to see what's up there? I haven't done this in a while. I kinda want to give it a try. pretty far now, but I barely felt the time passing by. I've been staring at books in my thesis every day. You're right. No matter how much of a hard time I'm having in academics, you really understand more about life than I do. Release my stress? Oh, but it's a little alright, I'll give it a try. Just promise not to laugh, okay? Ah! What an amazing day! It feels like my entire body is bubbling with excitement after yelling like that. This happiness was so common as a child, but before I knew it, this feeling was buried in the bottom of my heart. It's getting late. Why don't we rest here for a while? I'll tell you some interesting astrology stuff when the stars oh, but it's alright if you don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. We can also tell jokes about life, or talk about any... okay. Then, I'll tell you more about me. The only reason I ever chose to study astrology is because my teacher told me that nature possesses a certain... And that's why I wanted to call the kind person... the stars in the sky are... everything about home is filled with purity and passion. If I were to ever discard anything so pure... I don't think I'd ever be able to find a... that's why, no matter how tiring or how hard it gets, I won't let my family down. Yeah, thank goodness you were there to help me out, or I don't know... we probably still have a while until the stars come out. Only kids sit around like this, waiting for the stars to appear. Stay put! Let's sit down here and have some coffee and sweets. It'll help me put my thoughts together. No.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi. We just submitted our theses and we're totally beat. Seeing how relaxed you look.
Oh, no,
You say that, yet you're always...
well...
For starters, she doesn't even try to participate every time we come. It's not like we...
I know.
Whatever. There's no... If you think she...
Thanks. I really want to help. Yeah, it's actually... Huh? The thing is, and the more face it head on? What should, The theory sections are pretty much finished. As of now, I'm missing crucial, and then there's the preparation for what? Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to show you my... you're so kind. I had no idea I'd meet someone so nice and so... okay, I'll do my best. First on the list is the experiment to get observational data. I actually had it all planned out several days ago and even however, the weather was rainy every single day after I borrowed it, and I was unable to compare the nights. There were a lot of people waiting to borrow the celestial globe, and I wasn't able to extend my time slot. So I returned it and haven't been able to borrow it again since. That's why I still haven't performed the necessary observations yet. I don't know what to do. That's right. The Celestial Globe is a high precision... Huh? Why the Adventurers Guild? Oh, I see. The adventure... Okay.
Bow your head.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
I'd like to... I have a commission... Right. Equipment at the Academia is in very high demand, and...
I don't know anything about astrology, so I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the device you are looking for. However, one of our requesters happens to be an astrology enthusiast. I hear that he's a collector of all sorts of specialized astrology equipment. After the Adventurers Guild helped him out, he indicated that he'd be happy to return the favor if the adventurers ever need it. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting between you two.
Really?
You're welcome. It's my job to provide adventurers with the necessary support. The man's name is Azam. Here's his address. You can go ahead and pay him a...
Hello?
Yes, I am. How may I help? Ah, I see. Well, if it's a request from an adventurer, then I'll be happy to help you. I just so
Yes, this is it. Thank you so much. Sorry. I didn't mean to...
To be honest, judging by what stands before... Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time and mora to collect, which is why I don't let just anyone borrow them on a whim. These devices are delicate.
Oh, that's...
How about this? I don't need a deposit or anything, if your explanation proves satisfactory.
Share the... All right. I'll try.
Yes, that would be fine.
You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of celestial bodies to calculate the past and the future.
Of course.
My current
Interesting. That's not a topic any ordinary person would be familiar with.
Okay. Well, as time continues to flow, the stars change and everything else becomes
I think that it might just be another law.
If the changes follow a certain pattern or routine, then it could be explained as some law. But the changes could be resulting from a simple single orbit shift, or it could be a more complex double orbit or even a triple or quadruple orbit shift. These phenomena have a dramatic effect on astrological conclusion. What I'm working on now is the research and prediction of the triple orbit.
Triple orbit? By yourself?
Yes.
You do know that adding an extra star to the equation increases the computational workload by more than tenfold.
It does get a little complicated, but it's still which leads us to why I'm in need of a high precision.
Amazing. I suppose I should never have judged a book by its cover. I thought you were just trying to...
Do I really look like that sort of person?
Don't worry. I'm just joking. I was a little... It would make me extremely happy if my collection could assist a researcher in achieving tangible results. Just make sure you return it to me once you're done.
Oh, thank you so much. Good thing Azam was willing to hear me out. Really? I was just explaining... Really? I don't know if you really mean it, but I guess even the hardest problems can be solved. Recording and comparing data will be much easier now that we have this device. Let's continue with the plan. Can you help me with the rehearsal of my thesis defense? This seems like the best spot to do this. We'll need to be quiet so we don't disturb anyone. So here's what will happen during my thesis defense. After I present my thesis, the advisor sitting below. Theoretically, I should be able to answer any questions really. However, I tend to get really nervous when my advisors look at me. And that's why I want to rehearse and practice. That's right. You should have gotten the gist. It's okay if your questions are a little off. I'll still treat them as real questions from an advisor and answer. Wait a moment. Alright, Layla, you got this. You were able to explain everything early. Alright, ask away. Sure. The direction of this research is based on the results of previous research. It's about the feasibility of applying my methodologies to the remaining triple orbit problems. Based on a sample size of 124 cases, we could only achieve approximately 60% accuracy. The results were not reliable enough to be implemented as a law. You can see the common traits of the erroneous samples on page 3. Excuse me, I mean from the star logs in the appendix. It's clear that in each of the erroneous samples, one of the stars underwent a significant shift. This means that, we not only need to limit the number of stars, but we may also need to consider the degree of shift when applying triple orbit shift algorithms. Stars with greater shifts are often key in astrology readings. The next step of the research should be... the next step should be to identify the feasible thresholds of shift for applying our calculations. And that's my answer to your question. Do you have any other questions? We're finally done. I'm gonna need more practice. I can feel myself getting flustered, and I start to stumble whenever I'm asked questions that I'm unfamiliar with. Oh, really? Then this practice must be helping. During my first thesis defense, I stood like a statue on the stage and I didn't even realize it, but you're right. It doesn't seem like there's anything holding me back. I guess that means I'm capable of completing the thesis all on my own. I can hardly believe it. This is amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm really excited. I'm not sure how to put this. I'm really happy about everything that's happened, but I still don't know anything about the blessing from the start. That's somehow... Yeah, it almost makes the blessing feel like... But I would really like to discover what the blessing actually is. That's basically how I feel about it. Even if I know nothing about the blessing, I could still feel its companionship all along. It's almost like how you helped me. I really cherish and appreciate it. After all, it wouldn't be right to take such blessings for granted in our lives. That's good. I hope it's a little more satisfied with the way I am now. Don't be scared! You play, here! Hello?
Ah, I see.
Yes,
Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time, which is...
Oh...
How about if you're...
I'm sorry. I'm okay. My mind just decided to stray elsewhere for a moment. Give me a second to gather myself. Oh, is this the Celestial?
Correct. I was about to test...
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't sleep very well, so I tend to get a little dizzy from time to time.
She's... Oh,
With pleasure. I'll give you a general overview. You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of the due to the difficulty of designing an experiment and the challenges of validating theories about the past, and therein lies the largest complexity. Derived and validated conclusions may vary due to subtle changes caused by the flow of time.
I've heard about this before.
One of the most classic challenges is to use 3 stars with shifting orbits to predict the...
Are you referring to the triple orbit problem? Yes,
I came up with a set of prediction methods that encompass more than half of the triple orbit problems. However, this set of methods is already being put into practice at the Wriotheseley by my advisor, drastically simplifying the difficulty of calculations involved in the...
Yes, I've heard about that. The announcement made big waves in the astrology enthusiast community.
You mustn't judge a book by its cover, you know. The thesis I'm working on this time aims to address the remaining triple orbit problems, as well as eliminate a portion of the methodology's limitations, which...
I see. In that case, perhaps there's no one more fitting to operate this device than you. I'd just keep it as part.
Thank you for understanding. I'll return it in perfect working order. Okay, what did we plan to do after this? Huh? What makes you say that? Is there something off about... Fine. Looks like I can't keep the act up any longer. I even tried to look a little panicky to emulate her behavior. I suppose that is what she's been calling me. With her long-term sleep deprivation, whenever her anxiety peaks, she loses consciousness and I take over. However, her unpredictable and variable sleep patterns are completely out of my control, so I have to make every second count. There's no one willing to help her here, so I have to step in. I am rather curious about you, though. Why are you... Really? That's great. You're helping with all the things that I used to do for her. Seems like you've given her a boost of confidence with your encouragement. She's only steps away from the finish line. She's already made a... Anyway, what's the plan from here? I see. Well, it wouldn't be of any help if I practiced for her, but come on, let's go back to the House of Dana to make preparations. Okay, I should get started on those notes. If there's anything you're curious about, you may go ahead and ask now. I can answer you as I write. I'm used to multitasking. Oh, and I have to ask a favor. When you give the notes to her later, please don't tell her about my... Well, she's always been in a fragile state. If she knew that there was another Layla, she might feel like everything she's ever worked for is... She's a resilient girl. But no matter if her condition grows any worse, she's getting better though, isn't she? She's my source of knowledge. I'm merely the representation of how she would be. I believe that she's one of the best, even in a place like the academia where geniuses come by the hand. But growth is a process and shouldn't be rushed. I will always believe in and support her. Believe me, even if she were to end up at rock bottom, she'd find a way to somehow laugh it off as one of her silly That's the kind of... Alright, I'm not going to sign it, obviously. Oh, and...